Come out and have fun with John, they said. Well, yesterday we did some of the hardest work ever. It was fairly easy getting the trucks up the hill. Gee, it was tough getting Milo 2 back onto four wheels. It involved a whole lot of pool playing angles, to be honest, and I've got to say, first off, Century batteries, because we couldn't run the engine, 2 Century batteries on their side, terrain tamer winch, cranked out that much power it wasn't funny. Really pleased with the winch, especially pleased with the way it free spooled. It was awesome. It just goes to show, you know, that terrain tamer doesn't muck around. It might look the same, they've done something inside there that makes it just beautiful. The rope, no, not so good. It was starting to show signs of melting because we were working it really hard. Now, possibly it's because the rope just wasn't up to spec to what we were asking it to do, which was, at the end of the day, to fight itself, you know. 2 pulleys and back to the back of the truck, and sort of, it was squeezing itself like that, so it had so much pressure on it, it wasn't funny. It broke a couple of times where it touched things. We wound up tying it together, stuff like that. So the recovery gear, which is all XTM gear that we're trialling, it came, this particular stuff came through BCF, but it's good tucker. This strap didn't break. We cut that because there was no other way of getting it off the back of the truck. In fact, the other bit of it's still on the back of the truck. This one over here, this winch recovery strap, we had it wrapped around the chassis. And of course, whenever you've done any heavy work, the first thing you're going to do next day is do this. Lay all the gear out to dry it out and inspect it before you pack it away and use it again. Well, we won't be using this one again. It's just lost its integrity there, you know. You just know that that's a weak spot. It's like the fuse in the rope here. Everything else, no problems at all. Not an issue. These blankets, they're recovery bags and blankets, and they're a great idea. They work really well. The pulleys, no issues at all. They look brand new. The only thing is we're missing a shackle and a tree trunk protector. I don't know how many times this has happened to me. I mean, I love the fact that we have, you know, bright orange and bright yellow and bright green. It always makes it easier to pick up gear after you've done a great big job. But somewhere out in the bush there is a tree with a tree trunk protector and a shackle sitting at the base of it in some long grass. Otherwise, very impressive. This gear did a lot of work yesterday, and it survived. It survived really quite well. So yeah, just need to pack it up and get back out there and have some more fun. This is just my way of doing things. You know, it's not necessarily recommended anywhere, but we're going to use the high lift jack and try and stick it between the tree and the roof rack, the front runner roof rack. And we've already proved the integrity of the rack. It supported the whole weight of the truck. So now we're going to try and push between the tree and the rack to straighten the brackets, see what happens with the back rack anyway. That's a really good jack. I'm impressed with this. I haven't modified this one. Normally I have to modify them.
Yeah. What'd you do to them?
Just take them to bits.
Yeah.
And remount the holes.
Oh, okay.
And then just grease them up, because what happens is they're usually made a bit tight, but this one's perfect. See it?
Yeah, it's about.
Sorry, mate. I just want to point out that This is the Rhino Cab Extreme Aluminium. Thank you, mate. That's not a rhino, that's a bull. We tested this, if you remember. We put nearly 8 tonnes of hardwood on it before it crunched. Yesterday we tested it again by rolling the truck on it. No damage whatsoever. And here we are applying the equivalent of about 1.5 tonnes pressure, I'd say, judging by the amount of effort I'm putting into this, to straighten the brackets on the front runner roof rack. And that shows 2 things. 1, the cab's integral strength is insane, and 2, the front runner roof rack itself is tough as. So it's where good products come into their own, eh? You know, you can take them out and stuff them right up and fix them, and it's worth it. Right, let's get this off. Oh, this jacket's got my seal of approval.
Yeah.
And do you know what? This would be what? Say, we must have had at least 1/2 tonne of weight, because this is feeling the same as the rack.
There go.
Oh, a couple more strokes should be good as new. Creative use of a high lift jack. This is about as much fun as it gets, to be honest. It's awesome. You know, like, I know all you guys, like you and girls, you love playing with your trucks. For me, the highlight of today is fixing this truck.
Yeah, the Persuader.
The Persuader, thank you. Yes, I wish I hadn't damaged it. Yes, it was so pristine. Yes, it was going to happen sooner or later. Maybe not to this degree.